Section 15.2 is called Analyzing Statistical Data. So the first thing we're going to talk about is taking a set of data and finding the mean. So the mean is when you add all the numbers that you're given up and divide it by how many numbers that you were given. Then you're going to find the median. The median is going to be the middle number. So if you have your numbers listed in order from smallest to greatest, just count your way towards the middle. And whatever number's in the middle is going to be your median. If you happen to get there and there's two numbers, find their average by adding them together and dividing by 2. Mode is the number that occurs most often. Usually it's just one number, but every once in a while there's no number that occurs most often, or there's a tie. All right? The range is going to be the dispersion from the largest to the smallest number. And then your data can be divided into 4 quarters. First quartile, second quartile, third quartile, fourth quartile. So we're going to look at a set of numbers and we're going to find all that information on it. So one way of writing your numbers in shortcut is by writing them in a chart similar to this. So if you have your tens column on the left here and then your ones column over here, this number would be 64. And then this number would be 66, and this number would be 66, 71, 73, 78, 78, and so on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the mean. You add up all those numbers and then divide by 17, because there's 17 of them, and you should get 83.4. Next, let's find the median. So the middle number, if there are 17 scores in total, you're going to look for the ninth score, which is 85. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 85. That's going to be your number. That's the second quartile. The mode is the number that occurs most often. So you have 100, 100, 100. So that's the number that occurs most often here. Then we're going to find the first quartile. To find the first quartile, you're going to take those lower 9 scores and get the middle number there, which would be the 5th score from the front. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that number should be 73. And then the third quartile is going to be the 5th score from the end. So if you count backwards 5, you should end up at 92, and that's going to give you your third quartile. The range is 100 to 64, and the difference between that is 36. So your scores are in a range of 36. Now we're going to make a box and whisker plot from that. So first look at your range of data. You're going from 64, which is pretty close to 60, up to 100. So on my scale, I went by 10s, but you could have gone by 5s. It wouldn't make sense to go by 1s. That would take you a really long time, and it wouldn't make sense to go by like 1,000 because your data would be too close together. So a range of 60 to 100 would make sense. And then you're going to create this box. This point right here is your median. So 85. And then your first quartile was at 70, what was it at? 70 what? 73. And then this point right here was your third quartile, which was at 92. Those 3 numbers create your box. The whiskers are made by the rest of your range. The high end of the range was 100, so I put a point over here at 100. And the low end of the range was 64, so I put a point over here at 64. And that creates your whiskers going off to the right and to the left.